Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to learn one more poem. The title of the poem is Inchcape Rock. What is mean by Inchcape Rock? Inchcape Rock means notorious sandstone. It was a big stone in the sea. There was a big rock in the sea, and this rock was ill famous because many accidents took place. It was underwater, and when some boat or some ship came there, the sailors were not able to identify that rock because it was underwater, and their ship would come there and it would collide with the rock, and after colliding the ship would break down and water would enter into those ships, and those ships used to go underwater. That's why Inchcape Rock was notorious. It was the cause of many accidents in the sea. This poem is a ballad. Dear students, ballads are lengthy poems. They are beautiful. They are sung in the praise of somebody, but they are very long poems. This poem is written by Robert Southey. Robert Southey was born in 1774 and he passed away in 1843. He was from England and he was a poet laureate of England from 1813 to 1843, and he had written some short poems. His short poems were very popular among children. Now we are going to start our poem Inchcape Rock. In this poem there are two main characters, Abbot of Aberbrothock. He is a hero in this poem, and Sir Ralph the Rover. Sir Ralph the Rover is a villain. He is pirate. Pirate means the person who loots ships. The person who is a sea thief, the person who is a sea robber is called pirate. Sir Ralph the Rover is a pirate. And the poem moves around these two persons, Abbot of Aberbrothock and Sir Ralph the Rover. Abbot of Aberbrothock, he has done one good job, that Inchcape Rock is the cause of many accidents in the sea. That's why Abbot of Aberbrothock, he erects a pole on that rock and he ties a bell to the pole. Why? Because the bell rings when some ship comes near that rock. The bell rings and the bell gives warning to the sailors, to the sea voyagers, that there is danger and they should not come near that rock, because that rock can cause the accident of their ship. And when people watch that ring, they bless Abbot of Aberbrothock. That's why Abbot of Aberbrothock is a hero, and Sir Ralph the Rover, he is a villain. Sir Ralph the Rover is pirate. What is his work? His work is to attack ships, to loot ships. He was sea robber. He was sea thief. He used to loot the sailors who were doing journey via sea. The whole poem moves around these two characters. Now we are going to start the poem. Now I am going to read the first stanza of the poem. No stir in the air, no stir in the sea. In the very first line of the poem, poet says no stir in the air. On that day, when they were doing sea journey, there was no stir in the air. Means there was no air, there was no wind, there was no storm. And when there is no wind, no storm, no air blowing, what happens? There is no movement in the nature. No stir in the sea. There was no wind, so there was no movement. There was no movement in the sea also. The ship was as still as she could be. They were traveling by ship. They were sailing, and that ship also had stood at one place. It was not making any movement. Her sails from heaven received no motion. The wind was not blowing, and that's why the ship also was not blowing. Poet says that the sail which are used to move the ship, they did not get order from the heaven of doing movement. They did not get order of motion from the heaven. Her keel was steady in the ocean. Her keel means backbone of the ship. As we have backbone, and that's why we can sit, we can stand up. In the same way, there is a frame under the ship, and ship stood on it. Ship stands on it. Her keel was steady in the ocean, and that keel had stopped at one place. The ship had stopped at one place. The ship was not doing any movement in the sea. Without either sign or sound of their shock. Without either sign, there was no sign of sound. There was no sound. Their shock. To shock them. There was no noise. There was no sound to surprise them. The waves flowed over the Inchcape rock, and there were waves. The waves were going over the Inchcape rock. So little they rose, so little they fell. There were waves, but the waves were not big. They were not going very high in the sea. And if they go very high, they come down very fast. But they were not going very high. That's why they were coming down slowly. They did not move the Inchcape bell. The Inchcape bell would move because of the waves. But today the waves were small, and that's why that bell was not moving. The bell was not ringing. Now second stanza. The abbot of Aberbrothock had placed that bell on the Inchcape rock. There was a rock, big stone in the sea. It was under water, and on that rock, Sir Abbot of Aberbrothock, he had placed that bell. He had tied a bell on that rock. On a buoy in the storm, it floated and swung. On a buoy means floating mark. In the storm, when there was storm, the bell would move here and there. It floated and swung. It was swinging. It was swinging here and there because of wind, because of waves. It floated, but it was over the water. It was not underwater. It was floating, or it was swimming. And over the waves its warning rung, and over the waves its warning rung. It was giving warning to the travelers that they should not come near that bale, because there was rock and that rock will cause their accident. When the rock was hid by the surge's swell, when the rock was hid by the surge's swell, the rock was not visible. Why? Because of waves. Waves would come there and that rock would go underwater. The mariners heard the warning bell. And mariners, sea travelers. Mariners means people who are traveling in the sea, heard the warning bell. They were not able to see that rock, but they listened the ringing of that bell, and then they knew the perilous rock. And when they hear the sound of bell, they would understand that there is rock underwater, and if their ship will go there, it will cause accident. So they would not go near that rock. And blessed the abbot of Aberbrothock. And those travelers, they would bless the abbot of Aberbrothock. Why did they bless the abbot of Aberbrothock? Because he had tied there a bale, and that bale would aware people not to go there, and that bale was saving their life. So travelers used to bless the abbot of Aberbrothock. The sun in heaven was shining gay. On that day, sun was in heaven. There was sun in the sky, was shining gay. The sun was bright and gay. Gay means happy. The atmosphere was happy on that day. All things were joyful on that day. All things were joyful on that day. The atmosphere was clean. The atmosphere was happy. The seabirds screamed as they wheeled around. There were many seabirds, and they were making noise. They were flying round and round. They were chirping, they were twittering, and there was joyance in their sound. And if we will listen to those birds, there was joy in their sound also. Why there was joy in their sound? Because they were happy, they were joyful. The buoy of the Inchcape bell was seen, and Inchcape bell was there. The travelers saw that there was Inchcape bell, a darker speck on the ocean green. How was the ocean? The ocean was green colored. The water in the ocean is green colored. And there was darker speck. Speck means spot, small particle. And that particle was darker, and all the sea water was green. Sir Ralph the rower, pirate. Sir Ralph the rower is pirate, sea robber, sea thief, walked his deck, and he was in his ship. Deck means second floor of the ship. Now he was on the second floor of his ship, and he fixed his eye on the darker speck, and he was looking at that rock. And on that rock there was speck, darker speck. Darker speck means that bell. He was looking at that bell. He felt the cheering power of spring. It was spring season, and he was cheerful. He was happy. It made him whistle. It made him sing. And that's why Sir Ralph the rower, he was whistling. He was singing. He was happy. That's why he was singing a song. He was whistling. His heart was mirthful to excess. Excess means a lot. very much. His heart was mirthful. Mirthful means happy. But the rover's mirth was wickedness. But his happiness was not good. His happiness was wicked, evil, bad. He was happy. He was looking at the bale, and in his heart he was becoming very happy. What was the reason of his happiness? Why was he happy? Because now he had to go there and he had to cut that bale. His eyes was on the Inchcape float. His eyes were fixed on the Inchcape float, on that rock, big rock. There was floating something. There was swinging something, and he was looking at that rock. His eyes were fixed at that rock. Quoth. Quoth means said. He said, "My men put out the boat." He ordered his men to take boat towards that Inchcape rock and row me to the Inchcape rock. He ordered his men to take him to that Inchcape rock, and I will plague the abbot of Aberbrothock. And he said, "Now when I will reach there, after that nobody will bless the abbot of Aberbrothock, because I am going to destroy his good work. I am going to destroy his good deed. The boat is lowered, the boatmen row. Now, boatmen, make the boat ready." And to the Inchcape rock they go. Now they went towards Inchcape rock. Sir Ralph bent over from the boat and he cut the bale from the Inchcape float. And on that Inchcape rock, the bale was floating, the bale was swinging, the bale was moving here and there. When the ship went near that bale, at that time Sir Ralph the rower, he bent, he leased there, he took out his sword and he cut the bale. Down sunk the bale with a gurgling sound. When he cut the bale went down into the sea. The bale was sinking. The bale was going down in the sea water, and it was making sound, gurgling sound. It was making noise. The bubbles rose and burst around. When the bale was going down in the water, the bubbles of water, bubbles of air were coming out and they were bursting. Quoth Sir Ralph, "Next who comes to the rock?" And then he quoth means quoted, he said, "The next who comes to the rock. Now whoever will come here to this rock won't bless the abbot of Aberbrothock. He will not bless. He will not praise the abbot of Aberbrothock who had tied bale there." Sir Ralph the rower sailed away. Sir Ralph the rower sailed away means travelled away. He scoured the sea for many a day. Scoured means cleaned. He cleaned the sea area for many a day. He travelled in the sea, and now grown rich with plundered store. Now he had become rich with plundered store. Plundered means robbed, looted. What was his work? His work was to loot the ships. His work was to loot, to rob the sailors. When the ship would come near that rock, it would hit, collide with that rock, and it would get broken, and water would enter into that ship and the people who were traveling by that ship, they would get drowned into water, and then whatever luggage or whatever money or whatever there was in that ship, this spirit would take it away. And by doing this work he had become very rich. So thick a haze overspreads the sky, they cannot see the sun on high. The wind hath blown a gale all day, at evening it hath died away. On that day, so thick a haze means mist. There was thick mist, dewdrops, overspreads the sky. On that day, mist was spread in the sky. They cannot see the sun, and because of mist, we are not able to see the way. They were not able to see the sun in the sky. The wind hath blown a gale all day, and on that day there was wind was blowing happily. The wind was happy. At evening it hath died. All day wind was blowing, but at night time wind had stopped blowing. On the deck the rower takes his stand, and on the second floor of the ship Sir Rower was standing. So dark it is, they see no land. And now they were doing sea journey, and they were not able to see the beach of the sea or sea coast because there was darkness. Quoth Sir Ralph, it will be lighter soon. And then Sir Ralph said to his men that they should not worry. After some time there will be light. For there is the dawn of the rising moon. And after some time dawn will come. Morning will come, and there will be moon in the sky. And with the help of moonlight they will be able to see the sea coast. He was telling it to his men. Canst hear, said one, the breakers roar? And one man said to him, Master, we are not able to hear what you are saying. We are not able to listen to you because of breakers roar. Breakers means waves. Waves were making noise. For methinks we should be near the shore. And then Sir Ralph the rower said, he thinks they are near the shore. They are near the beach. Now where we are I cannot tell, but I wish I could hear the Inchcape bell. Now where we are I cannot tell, but I wish I could hear the Inchcape bell. He said, I cannot tell you, I am not able to tell you exactly where we are. But if we will listen the sound of Inchcape bell, then we can guess where we are. But now there was no Inchcape bell. The Inchcape bell was cut by Sir Ralph the rower. They hear no sound, the swell is strong. But they were not able to hear the sound. The swell is strong, there were strong waves, and because of the sound of strong waves, they were not able to listen to Sir Ralph the rower. He was standing on the second floor of the ship, and all other men were in the first floor of the ship. Though the wind hath fallen, they drift along. Now the wind hath fallen means the wind was lowered. Now the wind was stopped, but their ship was going away with water till the vessel strikes with. The vessel means ship. Strike means hit. It collided with shivering shock. It collided with the Inchcape rock. "Oh Christ, it is the Inchcape rock." And now they understood their ship collided, hit with Inchcape rock. And they said, "Oh God, oh Christ" means, "Oh God, our ship has met with accident." Sir Ralph the rower tore his hair, and now Sir Ralph the rower was itching his head. He cursed himself. Now he cursed himself, his despair, for his disappointment. He was abusing himself. The waves rushed in every side. Now water entered into his ship from all the sides. The ship is sinking beneath the tide, and now their ship was going down. It was sinking, it was drowning in the water. And who was responsible for this accident? Sir Rover the Ralph. He himself was responsible for it. He wanted to hurt others. He wanted that other ships should meet with accidents, but his own ship now met with accident. His ship was sinking, it was going down and down in the water. But even in his dying fear, now there was fear in his mind. Now he was looking his death in front of his eyes. One dreadful sound could the rover hear. But at the time of fear also, one sound came to his ears. The sound was dreadful. The sound was very dangerous. A sound as if with the Inchcape bell. The devil below was ringing his knell. And there was devil. The devil was calling him. The devil was giving him call of death. He was calling him in the hell. He will not go in the heaven because he had not done good deeds. He had done many bad deeds in his life. That's why devil was calling him in the hell. And the poem ends here. The poem has a message to us that if we will do bad things in life, bad things will happen with us. If we will do wrong things, we will get punished. Here, Sir Ralph the rower had done many bad things in his life, and that's why his end was bad. Here ends our poem. Thank you very much. If you like this video, like it, comment it, share it, and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thanks a lot.